We got to Killarney and we stayed at the Killarney Mountain Lodge. It was really pretty. They had a coffee shop and bakery right at the end of the pier. It was right in the marina area. And it was a really great marina. The long piers, you could get 2 boats on each, and they were wide.
Yeah, there was a nice marina, and the whole grounds was very manicured. It was, you could tell it was a resort. It wasn't your basic marina. And they had a little boutique and boat shop that was right on the fuel dock. So it was very convenient and very nice.
Chris has some kind of fascination with chipmunks, but he was really cute.
And then this is the main lodge of the hotel, and it's got a patio dining, and there's a...
The swimming pool was really great. We didn't go in, but someone told me it was heated, but Chris put a toe in, I think, and he said, no, it's not heated.
Well, it's not freezing like it should be, not like Houston heated, but it's right over the water, and then they have a nice bar.
It's right beside the pool. Yeah, it was really nice, called this Carousel Bar.
And we went back that night for the singer who we told was really good.
Killarney. We have had a couple really great night stays. We saw we went to the bar last night at Killarney Mountain Lodge, and they had a great entertainer, music. He did a fabulous job. He had like 8 different instruments, and he was really, really good. But it is time to go. And it's a little hazy in the distance, but it should burn off. And we are on our way to Little Current. We left Killarney and entered the North Channel. And the landscape has changed.
This is the chart. I wanted to show you the rocks and how they're kind of like everywhere. You see the blue circles are rocks that are sticking up above the water at various heights, or maybe just a foot under the water, and the bigger islands have the little yellow on top, but you can see they're just scattered everywhere, and you can't go any place in a straight line. You're constantly weaving in and out trying to find the deeper water, but the rocks are everywhere. And then you can see the rocks sticking out of the water here. So this gives you an idea of kind of what they look like in real life as compared to the charts. But there's stuff everywhere.
We arrived at the town of Little Current, which is a cute little town. They had a lot of stores on this main street. And then you also had a grocery store within walking distance, so we did that as well. There were 2 sections of slips on either end, and then a lot of wall space. So there was room for a lot of boats in this town marina. I found out that there was a country music festival going on while we were there, and the band that's playing is one that was at the festival, and they were on a tour boat that was right here in the harbor. She wants, she got that way that she makes you forget what you're thinking. Ain't had a drop, but you feel like you're drinking. I met a young man on the dock, a fellow YouTuber named Laszlo, and he was doing some fishing, and we were talking.
Excellent. Laszlo got another one.
Well, Little Current is known for their current at the dock, so I got us off the dock, and Laura unhooked her blue line here, and then we switched places. So I let her drive away from the dock and out through the harbor, and we can see the boat is not under power here. This is just the current carrying us away.
And I really do feel more comfortable driving the boat. I guess it makes me feel like I'm more connected to the trip, to the actual boating aspect of the trip, not just the touristy part of it.
Or feeling like a passenger.
Yeah, feeling like a passenger. But I think I'm getting good at it. I know I don't need coaching anymore, so I think I'm getting pretty good.
And you can get a good look here when the cuts away. You can see how big the marina is. There's probably more than one marina here in Little Current, but you can see the whole complex. There's lots of boats. This is a very popular boating place to store your boat and a destination. They have plenty of fuel. They have a bait shop. They have ice. They have several pump outs. It's one of the Killarney and this place are must stop places to provision and to get your boat ready for the next patch of anchorages here. And it's pretty. I mean, it's out in the middle of nowhere again, but there's one bridge going to this place, and then you're out into the North Channel here again.
And it's on an island, so we met a lot of people in the town that lived on that island, but it was a gorgeous little island. It was very pretty. We're heading to Croker Island for an anchorage for a night or two. We're not sure yet. We were in Little Current for a few days. There were 2 days of bad storms and lots of wind. So we held out, or we rode that out at Little Current. It was a nice little town. But we are headed to one of our last anchorages in Canada. We are in the North Channel for sure. And this side looks like there's nothing, but the other side has there's islands and stuff up there. Well, the camera really doesn't do this justice. It was very, very pretty. Again, you're seeing all these little islands, and there's the pine trees, and it just is this landscape that I'm not used to. This is not a Texas kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like calendar or postcards over and over and over again. It's stunningly beautiful.
Yes. After a couple bad weather days that we had in Little Current, this was a beautiful day. We had a little bit of wind, but by the time we got on the backside of this island, the wind had really calmed down. The island was blocking it. So we came into this little bay, and Chris spun the boat around, and then we're going to drop anchor. So we try to get further back into these bays, because some of these the water's really deep. It's really deep, and some of into these bays gets deep. Is still deep as well, so, or deeper than we want to drop our anchor into. So we get closer to the shore, so we can so it's a little more shallow, and it's by being shallower, since the water's so clear, you can see the bottom, and you can see the what's down there. You can see whatever fish are there. So it's nice whenever you get down there.
This is Croker Island. And there doesn't seem to be cabins or anything here. It's just a barren island over here.
Yeah, there's no cottages here.
Backside of the island towards the mainland. We're up in this little bay of the island.
And bears.
Bears.
Lots of weeds.
See how shallow it is over here.
Ooh. Rocks. Do you see them?
See them, but I think they're below the motor.
So we've come ashore here on Croker Island. I don't know where they get croakers up here. We're gonna little stroll through here, see what we can find. Try not to get bit. Dense forest. Like I said, pure Bigfoot country. A lot of firewood. A lot of broken over trees. Bear poo. Here's some right here. Yeah. I don't know, these trees broken over by snow load, I guess. I don't know. I don't know.
Bigfoots push them over too, don't they?
Bigfoot could have pushed it over, yeah.
Especially this one.
And that's a beaver. That's a beaver lodge, or an old beaver lodge out there.
We went around this point and there were
he's still
two
here.
boats that were rafted up together, and it was a big group of local guys, and they invited us on shore for drinks. They were really nice.
We left our anchorage on Croker Island this morning. Started out a little gloomy, but it's starting to, the sun's starting to come out. You can still see it's just, this northern channel is just beautiful. We passed one house over there in the last 5 miles or so. There's just nothing up here. The water's crystal clear. Wind noise less out the back. We're heading to an area called the Whalesback, which is a series of islands with a channel on the north side, which is, we're told, is very beautiful. We haven't decided what anchorage we're going to go to yet, but Laura's looking now. But we got to go through a little tiny slit in between two islands called Little Detroit. And it's so small you have to call ahead and make sure there's nobody coming through on the other side. And we'll be there in about 45 minutes or so. Looking forward to seeing that. And then once you go through the little slit, it opens up into a big bay, which they call the Whalesback.
We just exited Little Detroit Passage. We had a boat in front of us and a sailboat coming towards us, so we just took our time. We had to call a security just to let people know. But it was easy. It all worked. A narrow passage though. Not enough room for two boats. We continued on in the Whalesback Bay area, and the water just got deeper and deeper. It was over 100 feet deep, and the rocks got fewer and the islands got bigger. So we decided to anchor in the Bear Drop anchorage, and we went through this little cut, and we ended up in this larger bay, and it was really a very pretty area, and we were able to just swing on anchor. We didn't have to tie off to the bank. We left really early the next morning because we had a long way to go, and it was flat calm, so we were glad about that. But we were headed towards the U.S.
Good morning. We're on our way to Drummond Island early this morning. Nice and calm, not very much wind, and still beautiful. We're kind of out in this Whalesback Bay area, just traveling between islands. Gonna say goodbye to Canada today. We enjoyed our time up here, that's for sure. Been a sightseeing section of the tour. There's not a lot to do, but some fish occasionally. But we just relaxed and enjoyed the view as it went by. Tried to avoid rocks, but you can see there's just islands everywhere.
Well, we passed into the U.S. about 30 minutes ago or so. So we are looking at Michigan. Little islands off the coast of Michigan. We are headed to Detroit. We've had a great day. It was cloudy all day. I thought it was going to rain. It sprinkled on us a few times, but we had some flat, calm seas. So it was a perfect day to cross. We are headed to Detroit. We stayed at Detroit State Harbor, which is a DNR, Department of Natural Resources harbor. Detroit had 2 stores and 2 restaurants, and it was all within walking distance of the marina.
I make some of these videos of us going on to the dock and coming off the dock because I remember when we were prepping for the loop, I really wanted to see what some of these marinas look like and how much room you had to maneuver a boat. This is probably the 38th, 36th marina we've been in, and so they're all different. So you're a little bit concerned about, well, am I going to be able to get in easily and out easily? So I made some of these videos so you could see how much room you actually have in each of these marinas. We haven't filmed every marina, but we filmed a lot. And it's not just to see us doing it. It's sort of, you can look around through the windows and get an idea of how much room you have and how difficult it is. And it's not really that difficult. We just pulled out, spun. There's plenty of deep water here. That's not always the case in some marinas. Sometimes it's pretty shallow in places. But this gives you an idea of kind of how the process goes. Laura got her ropes off. I maneuvered the boat. She helps me looking around outside to make sure I don't hit anything. And she comes back in, and one of the things we've learned is don't leave your batteries in your headset. They'll go dead during the day, so she takes them out. And then she'll come up there and stand by me, and we'll start manipulating the charts a little bit, try to set up the course on the chart, which she does almost exclusively. And then she'll look at the course to make sure that it doesn't take us over land. But in this case, it was pretty quick. We headed right out of the Marina dock, and we turned right here into this channel between these two islands. Drummond Island is forward. Detour Island is the one we were on, just across the channel. Well, we're out on Lake Huron this morning on our way to Mackinaw City. As you can see, Lake Huron is big. It's like the ocean. You can really see land. It is nice and smooth. It's cool. We have sweaters on in August. Very, very light winds. And we're just cruising along.
Well, we are ending our Georgian Bay adventure and we are heading into Mackinaw City. This is the Mackinaw Bridge, and there's Mackinaw Island there. We've had a great time. It's been fabulous up here. We've got, we had wonderful anchorages, we had wonderful weather, we had some dicey weather, but it's just been a beautiful, beautiful leg of our journey. We are not staying in Mackinaw Island. We are going to be staying at Mackinaw City. And the bridge is there in front of us. And we're going to be, when we get past this little inlet, we're going to turn to the left. So as we're ending our Georgian Bay experience, we have been in Lake Huron now. And I think when we go on the other side of that bridge, we end up in Lake Michigan. We're going to stay in Mackinaw City for a few days. There's some weather issues, and then we kind of just want to venture around and see what's going on here. The only way to get from the mainland to Mackinaw Island is by ferry. So we'll be taking the ferry over in the next couple of days and having fun there. Canada was just wonderful, and we've enjoyed every bit of it. But now we're back in the U.S. and ready to venture on. As we were pulling into Mackinaw City, the parasailers came right behind us. So no, this is not me and Chris. So thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate all your support. Give us a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. And we love getting your comments, so keep those coming. Join us next week as we cross over into Lake Michigan and start heading south. And please stay tuned because Chris has another view from the shower window.
Good morning. Time for another shower window. This morning is out the back side of the boat of our view from on Croker Island. And you can see how we've sort of backed in near to the shore and anchored up. But Croker Island was really pretty. All the trees and the rocks. It was a great place. Took a shower and looked at this beautiful scenery.